is the fact that Shettima shelves U.S. trip as presidential jet develops fault mid-air. That's a very sad one. What's the maintenance stage? And kudos to the pilot that said he was going to quickly bring him back. So what's the maintenance like of our presidential fleet? How viable it is? Because this is not the only first time. I think there was another story making the round as regards how the president had to get another charter plane because a plane too had problems. So it's time for us to check this our presidential fleet properly. We don't want any mishap. We love our president and our vice president so much. We don't want anything to happen to them of some sort. And, you know, they must be able to check all of this fleet and get, you know, what the presidential fleet needs for it. So currently, as we speak, day 8, thereabouts, the president is not still back. We don't know where he is. I think they should be able to tell us where President Tinubu is, because we're not even hearing anything. Because I would have even thought that Bayo Onanuga will be able to assure us and tell us where President Tinubu is, and they should even come out with pictures. But now they're not even telling us where he is, and all of a sudden, everybody's just going like nothing happened. So they should be able to tell us where President Tinubu is. Yeah.
Rufai, let's go back a bit to that plane. It was like the jet by itself told them the right thing to do, since maybe they weren't listening to people, because at the end of that, by the time they said, oh, he had to come back and so on, he will now be home to take care of national affairs, and the person in charge of foreign affairs will be the one representing. Did we have to get there before doing the right thing? Because the president is not around. The VP will be traveling when you have somebody who could represent you from the get-go. So it makes somebody wonder, is it that, as Adewale would always say, we're always wanting to put the horse or the cart before the horse, and at the end of the day, we'll now have to retrace our steps in a rather embarrassing way?
As usual, you know, we have a very fire brigade approach. But I think the most important thing is, who are those constantly checking the presidential fleets? With the monies issued for the presidential fleet, who are those checking the presidential fleets? Why is it that we have to now discover something like that Midair? What if it was a situation we couldn't salvage? I mean, I think those are the pertinent questions we should ask. So we should be able to ask these questions and get accountability as regards them. Just like we're also asking, where is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? We also have a right to him. We also have a right to know. I mean, these are the questions we should be asking. If we don't ask that question, we don't get accountability. And a country cannot grow without a certain level of accountability.
The news coming around is that Shettima just escaped another death in the mid-air. This is after 1 week we reported that Tinubu's jet developed fault in Netherlands, while he chartered another commercial flight to Saudi Arabia. This is just 1 week after Kashim Shettima is escaping another death when the presidential fleet developed fault in the mid-air. What is going on? The other day, I reported that Kashim Shettima has assumed office like acting president, and he will be going to represent Tinubu in so many international events, since we have declared Tinubu missing because the presidency did not tell us his whereabouts. But now it's so unfortunate that while Kashim Shettima was going to United States of America, the Nigeria presidential jet developed fault in the mid-air. Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, will now represent Tinubu at the 2024 U.S. Africa Business Summit in Dallas, Texas, not Vice President Kashim Shettima, as announced earlier. The Vice President Kashim Shettima, who was originally scheduled to represent the president, was unable to make the trip following a technical fault with the aircraft, forcing him to make a detour on the device of the presidential air fleet. The presidency revealed in a statement signed on Monday evening by the Shettima spokesperson, Mr. Stanley Nkwocha. The statement is titled, Minister of Foreign Affairs to now represent Tinubu at the U.S. African Summit. Although details of the particular aircraft the Vice President boarded was not stated, there are indications that the plane is the Gulfstream V aircraft often used by the Vice President. Shettima's predecessor, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, has used the same aircraft while in office from 2015 to 2023. Since the Buhari years, the presidency had maintained 10 aircraft. They include Boeing business jet Boeing 737-800 or Nigeria Air Force 001, which is reportedly under maintenance, one Gulfstream 550, one Gulfstream V, Gulfstream 5 00, 2 Falcon 7X, 1 Hawker Sidney 4000, 2 Augusta Westland AW137 helicopter, and 2 Augusta Westland AW101 helicopters. These are the aircrafts and helicopters that the Nigerian presidency have been using for a while now. While the statement did not disclose the nature of the fault, Nkwocha said that the vice president has since returned to Abuja and will carry out with other national duties. The high-profile summit taking place at the Key Bende Hodgson Convention Center will bring together political and business leaders from across Africa, the United States, and other regions of the world. As far as I'm concerned, this is no longer a joke. Let us put politics aside. After 1 week that the presidential jet developed force in Netherlands, that everyone was even thanking God that it did not happen. Maybe they will come out in the news to say Nigerian president died through plane crash or all those things. And the plane has been developing force since. This is just after 1 week. We are hearing that Kashim Shettima also escaped death in the mid-air. That presidential jet developed force again. What is going on? Now, we know that they are not running Nigeria well. Tinubu and Shettima, they are not running Nigerians' affairs well, but they should not maintain aeroplane or run an aircraft like they are running Nigeria. Aircraft is not Nigeria. If you run aircraft the way you are running Nigeria, you will die. Nigerians will not kill you because we are all human beings. We criticize you, we do all sorts of things. But if you run aircraft the way you run Nigeria, you will die. There is no two ways about it. If you did not maintain aircraft like the way you are not maintaining Nigeria, you will die. If you loot the money that belongs to aircraft maintenance the way you are looting Nigerian resources, you will die. There is no two ways about that. Because I am tired of hearing all these shenanigans that today presidential jet developed forward, tomorrow presidential jet developed forward. Is it only Nigeria that is in the news? Last week, the Nigerian president escaped death. This week, the vice president escaped death in the mid-air. Maybe people who are listening to what I'm saying now might not understand what it means. For an aircraft to develop force in the mid-air, you don't know what it means. Aircraft is not a vehicle. Aircraft is not a bicycle. Aircraft is not a country that could develop force. You say, let me pack. Let me address this issue. Then once aircraft develop force in the mid-air, RIP. Simple. RIP. No two ways about that. So it is so unfortunate that up till now, Nigerians have not realized that these aircraft, if there is a need for them to be changed, or if they are not maintaining it, if there is someone who is preventing the maintenance of this aircraft, if there is someone who is eating the money of this aircraft, the person should be brought to book. For God's sake, since the assumption of Tinubu as president, I have heard that it's only once they took the plane to maintenance or checkup. Then they should beg Air Peace. Air Peace should help them to be using their own companies to be maintaining those flights and so on and so forth. That is so dangerous. That is, by the way. Secondly, Bola Tinubu, up till now, today is the day 5 that he left Nigeria unannounced. It's not official trip. We citizens did not send him where he went to. And the presidency is not telling us where the president is. Whether you voted for the president, you did not vote for the president, as far as he is the one sitting on the seat of power there in Asoro, he's accountable to everyone living in Nigeria and everyone, even people who are not living in Nigeria. As far as you are holding a Nigerian passport and you're a Nigerian citizen, this man's supposed not to travel without telling us where he's traveling to, because he's our property. When we are talking all these things, many people will think, oh, these people, they are just criticizing Tinubu for nothing because they did not support. Who cares? Is that what we are talking about? We are talking about things that are not going on. And I am saying the way they are running Nigeria, they should not run aircraft like that.